Bo, you're muted.
Hello, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim again. Hello and welcome to Footy JUDGEMO, people. We're back. We're back to talk about the Premier League. We're back to talk about Arsenal aren't scary anymore. I said on the Football Terrace that their season is absolutely over. We'll talk about this as well. We'll see what Martin thinks. We'll see. Martin, Manchester City is here. He's joining again. Jamie Phillips is going to join us. Winter Surfer is going to join us to talk about the circus.
Oh, sorry, I'm here. I just wanted to give a bit of a violin background for the Arsenal fans. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Wow.
I'm joking before anyone starts. It's a bit of a laugh.
What do we need a violin for?
Because you've all been crying all day, haven't you?
I haven't, but I'm in a different time zone to everyone, so.
Why they're crying? Why do you say they're crying?
Just because the amount of streams I've seen in the last 24 hours about everyone's right about the transfer window is unreal.
I actually don't think anyone is right. I actually don't think anyone is right. It's just
I was having a joke. Can't bloody hell. We're getting
with this again.
Whoa, you froze there. You froze, and that face was not the best.
What?
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you froze and then came back.
Oh.
I don't know what is happening. I need to fix this.
They're already all triggered in the comments. I was having a joke. Calm down.
So what should we start with Arsenal then? We start with the injuries and Odegaard, the meltdown that is happening actually. Martin, talk to me.
Hey Jamie, welcome to the just made it in time.
Welcome.
He's still doing Marto and Martin.
What the?
What?
The hell is
Arta,
that
you can say
picture?
Martin
Yeah,
mentioned. What is this? What is going on?
Sorry. My kid just walked in the room. Sorry.
Guys,
okay.
before we go on, before Martin goes on, how do we have over about 350 people and we're only on 60 likes? Hit that like button, people, Habibi. Guys, let's get to 300 likes. It helps the show, helps the channel. So hit that like button underneath the live chat. Come on, people. We're back. We're fully back now. I'm back in the base, as you guys can see. The chair is back, and I'm back.
Nice.
So hit that like button, people. Let's get to 300 likes this show live. And if you're watching this in the replay, let's get the likes up. Support the channel. I want to know what you guys think in the chat, of course, as well. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to start with Martin here. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me.
Well, if you haven't heard, I think Odegaard's injured. So it's kind of been all over the news somewhere. I don't know what the actual end result is. I think I heard maybe it's not fractured or not, it's not.
It's 3 weeks to 3 weeks to 2 months. So he's definitely missing.
It's pretty wide.
Probably
wide
they
window
said
there.
probably the next 6 to 7 games.
Well, for someone like me who's been defending Odegaard against our own fans, it's going to be an interesting period because these people have been saying that he's crap and he's holding Saka back and saying things like angle bias and he can't dribble and he can't tackle. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been crapping on Odegaard. I think he's one of our most important players. So we're going to find out just how well we can cope without. I think more the leadership side of things, the captain, the pressing, the structural organization, the way Arteta wants to play, I think is going to be a little bit harder to see. And maybe we will have longer periods where we don't have possession and we've got to defend our way through games, especially in the next two. Or next 2 or 3, including Atalanta. So Spurs will be an interesting litmus test. I had a horrible nightmare last night. I woke up at the middle of the night. Spurs were 3-0 up, 20 minutes in. So fortunately, that was just a dream, and I don't actually have to live that. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to counter on Spurs, and I think maybe that will be something that'll be more prevalent until Odegaard's back in the team, where we're relying on Sterling and Martinelli and Saka to sort of chase some long balls, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I think that all the people saying about the transfer window stuff, the only thing we were missing in the transfer window, in my opinion, was a striker. And we haven't lost either of our strikers. They were, Jesus is apparently coming back. Havertz is still there. So people can say what they want about, I was right about the transfer window. We should have signed more players. We already had enough midfielders. We already had enough defenders. So there's no excuses for Calafiori or Odegaard or, Moreno not being. We've still got Partey, Jorginho, Havertz. I like in the midfield. People hate that. Nwaneri's right there. Miles Lewis-Skelly. There's players that we need to fall back on, and it's time for them to shine. I'm actually that worried about it. I think it's going to be fine. Mo, I know the season's over, and we'll give City an 8-point lead, and we'll never be able to catch up, and it's ruined the Premier League, and it's so boring, and why can't anyone beat Man City? But it is what it is. It's the start of the season. Liverpool's right there. They've got 3 games undefeated. They're still in the title charge, so we're out of it. But maybe we'll come back in later when our schedule's not so hard.
So you aren't panicking at all, huh?
No, I don't panic. It's not my style. There's plenty of other Arsenal fans to do that, and it's good content. It's good clicks. So if you can make a video about stressing out about Edu or something right now, you'll get good views.
No, but I don't. Hold on. I actually don't think that Arsenal did anything wrong in the transfer market from the midfield point of view. No, Moreno getting injured is not Moreno getting injured is something that they couldn't. You can't count on. You're not going to go into the season thinking that Declan Rice will get a red card, so he will miss the North London derby. Moreno's going to get injured in the first training session, and we're going to have Odegaard out for 3 weeks to 2 months in the international break. So yes, we should go and sign another midfielder while we have Jorginho. I said you need another midfielder, maybe, but I don't think it is doom and gloom in terms of the transfer market. I think it's just unlucky. It's just unlucky. Imagine if Manchester City tomorrow don't have Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, and Rodri. Okay.
And Ake.
We don't have two of them at the moment, by the way.
Yeah, but at least you have one. At least you have one of them.
So you name 3 players and 2 of them haven't even played this season yet.
Kevin De Bruyne played every game, and I think Kevin De Bruyne is the most effective player. Yeah, but I think Kevin De Bruyne is the most effective player for you. You wouldn't win the Premier League last season if De Bruyne wasn't back in the last 18 games. I don't think you would. Kevin De Bruyne is a key to Manchester City. Of course, Rodri and Foden, you have a brilliant team, Manchester City. Okay. Bernardo's great, you know, like Gundogan has a lot of weight. I'm not saying that Odegaard is Kevin De Bruyne. No one's Kevin De Bruyne in the league at the current moment. No one. But at the same time, we have to understand that Arsenal aren't in Manchester City's place. They can't be in Manchester City's place. It's impossible for them to be in Manchester City's place. They could have done with another striker. They could have done with another striker, but otherwise there is nothing they can do. Like, it's unfortunate that Odegaard got injured.
People saying we should sign Rabiot on a free, like, well, we've still got a few days left. I'm like, there's kind of like a collective madness, you know, and especially because it's really like we've had a hard schedule. We had Aston Villa away, we got Tottenham away, we got Man City away. We're getting these hard games out of the way, so the rest of the season might be a bit easier for us. And if we're a few points behind, maybe that'll be less pressure on us to, like, you know, run away with the league or something like that, keep up with Man City. I think it's not necessarily a bad thing to learn how to play without Odegaard either, because he's been very consistent for us. It's made us a little bit predictable. So I'm interested to see what solutions Arteta can find in the midfield area, whether it's Havertz playing in Odegaard's position, or Wanyeri, or Sterling, or Saka, or Jesus. We've got a lot of, like, a variety of multi-role players, and it's their time to shine.
Anyone else have anything to say about this?
I think what it shows is how good Man City squad is compared to everyone else's, to be honest. You know, like, they've had no Foden and Rodri play yet this season. And Foden and Rodri is getting every team in the Premier League probably. You know, and they're not even playing yet, and they've won 3 out of 3. You know, Liverpool and Arsenal they've got good squads, but they're a bit thin in areas. There's no doubt about that. And you look at City, apart from losing Odegaard, losing Halland, they really haven't got a backup striker, let's say. But yeah, Pep, you sort of trust Pep to just put someone there and still win games anyway. So their squad overall is, I think, it shows what you can achieve if you invest properly and scout properly, and, you know, sell properly as well.
I think this is a doing of our. I think this issue is Arteta's fault for his lack of trust in the squad to begin with that they've built over the last few years.
Why?
And well, they bought Fabio Vieira for £35 million, barely used him. Yeah, they barely used any other players as well. They got the smallest squad. They've got the smallest squad. They've got 22 players. They got the smallest squad going in. He's had a hand of building a squad, and he hardly trusts the squad. That's why they hardly rotated. That's why Saka drops off a cliff near the end of every season, because he can't. There's no one there to replace him. You haven't got an attack. You have one attacking midfielder in your squad, Odegaard. That's it. You have no one.
Don't even have an attacking midfielder. They barely exist anymore. I think that this is a lazy analysis to say that he doesn't trust his squad. When you've got 11 players that are winning every game, you don't change a winning formula. It's very simple.
But whether it's one game, listen, you got very lucky last year with hardly any injuries. Okay, that very rarely happens. Okay, especially with the schedules the players have now. Okay, or for the past since the pandemic. All right. We shouldn't be talking in 2024, whether it's one game or 3 games, of you having to play Kai Havertz in midfield. It doesn't work. All right? It just doesn't work. Okay? Now, Arteta's got to take blame in building up this squad. Where did he come
from? Did he come from a League Gunner stream or something?
No. I'm just looking at. I think your squad is weaker than it was. Your squad, Martin. Your squad is weaker than it was last year.
No, it's stronger because we've got players that he actually wants to play. He's not going to play Nelson and Nketiah and ESR and these kids.
You're talking about playing Jesus in midfield. What are we talking about here? It's weak.
I don't care where Jesus plays. I don't know why you care where Havertz plays. Havertz is a
I'm not. We're just having a discussion about who's playing where. Your squad is weak. It's weak.
You're coming at me with a categorical attack on my squad, but it's got stronger since last season. It had weak players
It's
which
not.
wouldn't be
It's
selected.
not. It's not. Overall,
How
your
is it
squad is
not?
weaker. Your squad is weaker than last year.
How is it weaker?
Your
We got
defense
rid of
is stronger,
Deadwood,
but you
that
got
was not getting played.
you strengthen the one department where you're already strong to begin with. Okay, your midfield is weaker. That's why we're talking about options about playing Havertz or Zinchenko or Jesus in there. You didn't get a striker or forward that you needed at all. It's weak. Your squad's weaker than last year.
The options were Vieira, ESR, and Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah, and no one liked any of these players coming on because they weren't up to the level.
I'm not talking. I'm just talking.
You replace them with
Getting rid
someone
of
at the
them's
level.
fine.
Right, let me finish. If you replace them with a level, someone like Raheem Sterling, who can play backup for Saka, who can have his rest that everyone cares about, or he can play on the other side for Martinelli, it's actually stronger. It's stronger because Marino is adding to the midfield, even though he's injured.
Marino's out for 3 months.
Squad. What?
Marino's out for 3 months.
No, it's like 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. You're being overly dramatic for some reason. What are you?
I'm not being overly dramatic. I think you're being under. What I can't think of the words. My work brain's still on, but I don't think you're being dramatic enough about this.
I'm not a dramatic person, but this is ridiculous.
I don't even. I know I've not used the right. I know I've not used the right language, but you understand what I'm saying here. I think I don't listen. I just don't think the squad.
So does everyone think we got weaker? Let me just clarify that.
I think we got weaker the squad overall. I think overall the squad.
Jamie,
I think the squad's weaker.
What, your squad?
Yeah.
I think it's weaker this year, yeah.
You think it's weaker, Mo?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay. Martin, the other Martin?
I don't think it's weaker. I think it's a lot more. I think it's thinner.
Yeah,
that's it's trimmed some fat.
Martin, you've just shown 2 injuries and you're down to scraps.
We're not down to scraps though. Like I think that we can have a very strong starting 11. Like I don't think that there's an issue there. We can play Zinchenko in midfield, which everyone's been crying for. We can play. We've got options there, right?
Martin, the reason you got rid of Zinchenko. Get your head out of Arteta's rear end and start realising and smelling the roses there. Come on. What you're doing is bigging up other teams' cast-offs. You're bigging them up. There is a reason.
Well, that's what we work with over at Arsenal. We work with scraps. We work with Havertz. We work with Jesus. We work with Zinchenko.
With due respect, nobody's saying. But you're talking like you've got this prime squad at the moment. Gabriel Jesus is injured. Couldn't get in the City team. Couldn't get in the City team. That's fact, mate. I'm sorry.
What does that have to do with the price of fish in China, though? I'm trying to build a team.
You're trying to compete with City.
I'm trying to compete with every team. I just want to play football. I want to play good football. Man City is a level. It doesn't mean just because they're rejects that they're dead players and they can't play for any other team. Also, different managers play different ways, so you can get more out of them, like we did Havertz out of he was like compared to he was at Chelsea. And I think we'll get to see the same results from Sterling, being a completely different player to what we saw at Chelsea as well. So I'm excited.
Right. I don't know how people can sit here and say Arsenal are weaker than last season. That is my opinion. They improved the defense in terms of Kivior. In terms of Calafiori. Thomas Partey was injured all last season. He's fit this season. By the way, Thomas Partey still is better than El Neni, of course, and is better than Fabio Vieira as an option. Anywhere, by the way, even as an 8. I know that people say he lost his legs. I still think he is better than having someone like El Neni, for example. I don't like Jorginho. People know that. I think Mikel Merino is an improvement on both ESR and Fabio Vieira. Massive improvement, in my opinion. So that as well as an improvement. Timber now is back, and he was injured since the first game of last season. So that is an extra for Arsenal of last season. And also at the same time, offensively, I think they haven't improved. We're only thinking that because we're seeing Raheem Sterling, I don't think that's an improvement. I think the offensive side of the game.
You don't think that's an improvement on Reece Nelson?
No, Sterling.
I'll
tell you what. I'll tell you the problem with Sterling. Sterling works best when he has an out-and-out striker playing alongside him. That's when Sterling works best. Sterling struggles when he hasn't got that when he hasn't got that out-and-out striker in front of him because he hasn't got anyone to play off. If you look at Sterling's best time in his career, when he was at Liverpool, he had Suarez and Sturridge. And when he was at Man City, he had Aguero. And when he played for England, he had Harry Kane. When he doesn't have that main striker for him to play off, he does struggle. That's the struggle of his game. And I just can't see Sterling playing off Havertz and that working as well. To me, it's similar to having Martinelli on that left-hand side at times.
So Havertz isn't a real striker?
No, Havertz ain't a striker, no.
And Sterling and Jesus haven't played together successfully and done amazing things?
Yeah, with an out-and-out striker, a proper centre-forward, yeah.
I don't know. Did they have an out-and-out striker the whole time there at Man City?
Yeah.
When Aguero was injured, you had Jesus.
Well, do you want me to answer as the Manchester City fan, Martin?
I don't know. You guys are like two jealous ex-girlfriends here shitting on your ex-players. I don't really understand.
Sterling wouldn't get in.
How can I be jealous, Martin? Martin, I went on to win the treble without them. How can I be jealous? Jealous of what?
Every Man City fan has shat on Zinchenko and Jesus since they came to Arsenal and said they're crap players.
No, Martin, sorry, no, I'm not having this crap.
You just said that Jesus was crap a second ago.
Because he was.
He's not crap. He's like one of the best attackers in the Premier League when he's fit.
Who's that? Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry. Who's
Gabriel
that?
Jesus.
Is what again?
One of the best attackers in the Premier League when he's fit.
All right.
Absolute waff.
All right.
Why do you say that? Why are we turning off our cameras?
I'm laughing my head off at this.
Why are we turning off the cameras?
This copium from Martin is laughable.
But hold on, everyone, hold on.
Statement, camera off.
Stop.
He's just said no more.
He turned his camera off. I was like, we're all doing camera off.
Guys, can we stop?
Maybe.
We stop, please? Martin Arsenal. Stop, guys. Martin Arsenal. Can I understand? Why did you say
one
that?
of the best strikers in the Premier League.
Why? No. He didn't say
attackers.
that.
Don't change my words. Don't change my words.
He didn't say that. Hold on, guys. Stop. Martin just said Gabriel Jesus, when fit, is one of the best attackers in the league. I want an explanation, please. Before we go on.
Hang on.
I want him to explain.
What's the difference?
What is it to explain?
What is it to explain? Oh my God.
It's a statement. You can attack.
I'm not hearing this explanation unless you got the camera off. So there we go. Go ahead.
Come on now. I want to hear the explanation.
Are you related to
Forget. Okay. Hold on. Forget Sterling. That's a different conversation.
No.
Why
this is how we got
Jesus...
there. Because Jamie said that Sterling only works when he's got a big attacker and he's not going to work at Arsenal and he's shit. Summary.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And I said Sterling and Jesus.
I think we all agree. We all agree here. I think even me, I agree.
I don't agree.
You agree with what? So what we agree with?
Freaking Sterling is absolute shit. Like, what is Sterling gonna have to this team?
No, stop. He's not shit. He's not shit. But I think Martin's expecting something out of him that is actually one of his worst attributes. That's what me and Jamie are saying. We're not saying he's shit as in, but what Martin is saying is one of Sterling's worst attributes. He's not a clinical guy. He's not that guy. And you will see that. It's funny how Liverpool fans have said it, City fans have said it, Chelsea fans have said it, and suddenly Arsenal is going to be completely different again.
Well, what did people tell me about Havertz from Chelsea?
He went 20 plus games without scoring, and he did.
No. No, it was like 11. You guys are on the count, you dirty bastards. You were watching MLS skills comps at 3 a.m., but he's been one of the best attackers in the Premier League since the start of the year, and you guys have to deal with it now because he's a good player. So, look, I think that Sterling will improve under Arteta like he did when he was at City. Yes, it was under Pep, but Arteta was an assistant coach there, and Sterling's credited him for helping out. I think people are going way too far with it. I think Sterling's going to be one of those surprise packages that will bring another dimension to our attack that we don't have, which is an experienced winner coming on, or like sub-shooting or starting a game and providing something like a different threat that we currently have. We've got Martinelli and Trossard that are very well known. We've got Saka that's very well known. there's no surprises for any defenders there, right? They know how to defend either one of those. So Sterling fitting and having cohesion with Jesus already, I think will be important.
Okay.
I'm sorry for being positive. I know it's not very.
No, it's not. No. I'm not
positive.
Stop being positive. You're coming up with some wild statements, though.
I
Wild
don't think I've said
statements.
anything wild. Challenge me on anything that I've said.
What you said about Jesus, absolute garbage.
He's one of the best attackers in the world.
Did you say in the world? Are you now
Is
doing
it
this
really
as a
the
wild
best league in the world?
You've
Are you
doubled
doing
down
this as a
in
wild
the world.
No, I'm a Gabriel Jesus fan. You're going to deal with it.
This is the same man who rang his mamma. This is the same man who rang his mamma because he wasn't playing against PSG. Mummy, Pep won't play me. Can you ring him up and give him a bit of a talking to? Ring him, please, Mummy, because he won't play me as striker and he won't play me as a right winger.
So he loves his mum. God, break it up.
Oh, so you know more than Pep Guardiola then?
What? No. I'm just saying you can't hate a player because he calls his mum. Like, I don't know. I should probably call my mum more. That's not that.
No. My point I'm trying to say to you is, Martin, right? Zinchenko left. Sterling left. Jesus left. Brilliant plays for City. Not saying that. Not saying they're not good players. They're good players. We won the treble when they went. When they went.
So anyone not part of that City team that won the treble are just not good anymore.
No, you're not getting my point. I'm looking from an Arsenal point of view. Maybe I've got higher expectations from an Arsenal fan than what you have. I'm not looking at an Arsenal just to finish top 4. I'm talking about you on a challenge to win the league. There are levels to this, Martin. If you're wanting Jesus to come in and just be okay and score and the occasional assist, etc., fine, not a problem. But I'm sorry, some of those players are not going to overtake City.
How many players do you think are out there that have won the Premier League that you can buy? Because there aren't many in the last decade, right? That haven't played for City that have won the Premier League. There's almost none. So when you're talking about the level required to win the league, you have to go for players that have won the league. And we're talking about Zinchenko,
Arsenal fans are saying. Why are you settling for other people's cast-offs? Why are you not going out and buying the young?
Why are you completely disregarding experience and their winning mentality that they learned under Pep at Man City?
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. But 2 weeks ago, you were slagging Gundogan off as being a dead player.
I've never slagged Gundogan off. So, I said that I wanted Marino.
What you're doing is you're suiting your narrative when it suits you for your players.
No, you're twisting my words to make it look like I'm an agenda against.
You're contradicting yourself from one week to the other.
I like Gundo. I just think that he's near retirement. I don't think he's a player for my team.
and he's better than all 3 of those players you've just mentioned.
Great, but he's only going to be good for another season or 2. It's not that useful long term.
And you've already seen who we're going after in the summer, mate. Keep up. That's the point.
I don't know who you
want to keep up, or do you not want to? This is my point here. Are you playing tiddlywinks or are you playing proper man's football? This is not under 13s football anymore. You want to compete with the best, you got to act like the best.
Who are you signing? Point. I'm lost.
Musiala.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. I'm happy for you guys. You know, I don't like any of your players. Actually, we might even sign. I feel
like I've got more expectation on your club than you have on your club.
I think that's probably true of all rivals. They want to pressure Arsenal into the fact that they need to win now.
What is this? You sound like a Kroenke sympathiser at the moment, and you're happy with 4th place. As long as I'm in 4th,
I'm not happy with 4th place.
All right.
In Arsenal's midfield.
Demand more from your club. Demand more.
I'm just a guy. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the football club. I'm a supporter.
Demand more. Demand more.
I have feelings of my own. I don't follow like YouTube trends.
I don't follow YouTube trends.
No, Arsenal's midfielder, right? In your midfield,
mate, not 12.
Because Arsenal got 5 midfielders.
You, but everyone else.
Arsenal got 5 midfielders, ain't they? And when I was looking at it, I didn't realise that only 2 of them are 25 and under. So that the guy you bought from Sociedad is going to be 29 soon, I believe.
Yeah. I think he's 28 now, but yeah, he'll turn 29 when it's his birthday.
I don't know if he's that good either, to be perfectly fair.
He just won the Euros.
That's what usually happens.
Out of the Euros by scoring on his team in the last 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, Bernard Diomede won the World Cup for France. I mean, what are we doing?
Mo, tell him how good Marino is. He's a good player. He's a very good. He's already had.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying about Gundogan's too old, but you've got like 31-year-old Partey, 32-year-old Jorginho. Marino's about to be 29. So Gundogan's better than all of them.
He's still 28. Let's stop doing this.
But what I'm saying, Gundogan at 33 or whatever old he is.
He's 34.
Like Moreno at 28 or whatever.
He's better than Moreno now.
Guys, I want Jamie to land, and then I'm gonna ask him a question, please.
I don't think
What is your point, Jamie? What is your point, Jamie?
Age don't matter if the quality's still there, in my opinion. That's my whole opinion.
Okay, hold on, Martin. Hold on. Guys, there's 650 of you here. We need the lights to go up a little bit. We're only on 180. Jamie, what did you want Arsenal to do? Go ahead. Tell me what they should have done.
Buy better talent. Buy better talent. I don't think by Moreno is good enough to catch Man City. But if they went and got Gundogan into this midfield this summer, I think that takes them a step further.
Gundogan was never an option.
Well, it should have been an option.
It's not an option. They asked him twice. He said no. They asked him twice. He said no.
He will be 34.
That's Arsenal's fault then.
No.
Well, well, did he say no, or did Edu make enough of a chance to play for him? I mean, Edu's coming under fire a little bit.
Exactly the same offer as Barcelona, and he said no before when he left City.
Yeah, but no, he's gone to City. No, no. Did they offer him when he was at Barcelona just before he went back to City? That's what I'm asking.
Barca and City have some special.
Barcelona were only.
There you go, cold people again. City and Barcelona.
To answer this once and for all, I actually went on. Barcelona were only willing to let him go on a free to Manchester City because of the deals and the installments that they owed him for Ferran Torres. Okay,
that's fine.
Okay,
that's fine. That's fine. And someone said Moreno's the best midfielder in the market. Well, the market's fucked then.
Well, he won the most in all of Europe.
Market might as well close football down if that's true.
He won the most deals in all of Europe's top 5 leagues by like 50. It wasn't even close. And he's more like a jigsaw puzzle piece for us. He's not like going to be the best player in the world that everyone wants. It's like a player that we needed to fit a hole that we've had since Xhaka left. So it's more complicated than just going out and buying Mbappe's and trying to stack him into a super team. We're trying to build a team on a budget. I actually think we made a profit.
Budget.
I'm not doing that. 600.
Well, do we count? What do we count in spending? Do we count wages? Sorry?
Spent more than Liverpool. What are you doing this budget stuff for?
Well, Liverpool are like pretty stingy. They like this whole winning on a budget thing too. So I don't know if that's a good comparison, but they have way more than us spending wages. It's not even close. I think we're at 50% of our turnover is in wages. I think it's like 65, 70% for you guys. But that's because you're paying off bonuses for winning the leagues and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But transfer-wise...
Sorry, can I just... I need to double-check something. So you said to me, Gabriel Jesus is one of the best strikers in the Premier League.
No,
best attackers. Attackers. So
in the world.
27 appearances in the Premier League last season, 4 goals for you is acceptable. That's what you're telling me now.
I think he had 8 goals, 8 assists in all comps, including the UCL. Whether we count
UCL just in Premier League. You said in the league.
When he played in the league, he had a lot of sparing minutes because he was recovering from a big knee injury. So I don't know. I think it's only like 1,500 minutes. 27 appearances is not really like, it's not 27 full games. And people look for just G on the goals thing, but like he set up the most beautiful assists for Bayern, like to equalize that game, which no one else in the team would have done. He drew like 7 men and then passed to Trossard to score in an open net. So people just want to be disingenuous with Jesus and just talk about goals. But as far as like his dribbling ability and his ability to take a man on or several men on, I don't think there's many like him in the Premier League.
Yeah, fair.
From my point of view, sorry, Jim, I think you could have. You could have bought better.
I wanted a striker. I wanted Sesko. I wanted Gyökeres. I wanted Osimhen. I don't care. Just bring in someone else. I wanted Tony for 2 years, but he went for the 400K a week.
You see, Tony. If you got Ivan Tony with Sterling next to him, that would have worked. I think that would have been better than Martinelli.
I think we're only going to have to find out exactly what happens with Sterling. Maybe Sterling is just a backup for Saka. We don't see a lot of him, but maybe he's playing on the left. Maybe he's playing false nine. I don't know where Arteta wants to play him, but I know that they've got a good relationship. They've had a good relationship for a long time, and hopefully Sterling gets the respect that he deserves that not Chelsea didn't really show him when they took his number away and told him they couldn't train and all that kind of stuff.
Of course, when he came out and just undermined the manager and stuff like that. It's all good. I'm glad he's able to. I'm glad he's going to be able to. I'm so glad he's going to be able to show his best now. I'm glad he kept that hidden for 2 years.
To be fair to Chelsea upgraded on Sterling with Neto.
Well, we'll see if Neto's legs both work for more than a couple of weeks, because that's been a bit of a challenge for him for a few years. But
hey,
we'll see.
Load management. Just remember that term.
No, it's ironic that it was weird because Arteta came out with that quote 2 weeks ago on it. We got lucky with injuries, and that's why we built up into these areas. And then you've ended up getting all the injuries. It's sod's law. If
people want to laugh at our injuries, let them laugh.
No one should be laughing at injuries, because I don't think
it seems to be pretty common.
If you're laughing at injuries, then
you gotta get idiots who do that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's idiots who laugh at injuries. Listen, but I just feel. See, I was listening to you, Mo, on Terry's earlier, and where I disagree with Terry a bit was, it's all right saying, well, Arsenal can have their blip now. You can't give City an 8-point lead potentially, because you're on mute, Mo. If you give City an 8-point lead, you're asking City to get 3 games in a season. We don't tend to do that.
I don't know. How many did you lose last season?
I think we lost 3. That was it.
3. I think we lost.
Listen, I wanted to ask a question before we go. I said what I said on the freaking thing. I said on the show with Terry. I said I think the season might be over if Arsenal don't win the next 2 games, and I was like, "Oh, you're negative." And the reason why I'm saying this, because I think Arsenal now have a lesser chance of getting the result. Spurs.
You are worried about their squad. You're worried about their squad then. So you are worried about their squad.
No, but hold on. I said they're very unlucky.
I taught you. You're worried about their squad. You're worried about their squad.
Winning the games.
Full circle. How is
that even possible?
Caught him. Turn your cameras off the celebration. I caught him.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Sure.
Okay. So my point about this is that it's very unlucky for Arsenal to have Declan Rice getting a red card. The same time, Moreno's out in the first training session. Martin Odegaard is injured with international duty. That's very unlucky. And by the way, I'm gonna say this: Arsenal are not as privileged as Manchester City to have this amazing squad. No one is. If Liverpool tomorrow, I'm gonna tell you one thing, guys. I'm gonna give you a hypothetical tomorrow. If Liverpool don't have McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai, their midfield is finished. It's finished.
So that last season.
Done. It's finished. It's done. Right? If Chelsea don't have Lavia, Caicedo, and Palmer tomorrow, they're finished.
No, they
with all the money they spend.
They just go and buy more players. That's what Winter Surf is all about.
If Spurs tomorrow don't have Madison, Bissouma and Sarr together, they're finished. Man United don't have Meno. Because people need to understand this.
Tottenham one's finished anyway.
But you are worried about their squad.
People need no. I actually think the more talking point that you have to speak about, and that's what will get people. That's what will get people riled up. Is that what Manchester City are doing is abnormal? It is not normal. Who in the world of football has had their 3 starting midfielders injured, and they are fine? That doesn't happen in world football. It doesn't. It's not okay.
Well, Rice is it was a stupid decision by the referee. I think this Nations League needs to F off, like absolutely waste of time, just injuring players at the start of the season for no reason. I can't believe they're having friendlies for another 2 days. Like, it's basically going to be a 48-hour turnaround to the next Premier League game. It's stupid. So, yeah, it just comes to the territory. And if you rearrange
I want to,
schedule,
before you go on, I want to add something.
Okay.
What Manchester City did, it's because the people that run the club are people that are different than your American owners, your normal owners, because they have the best manager around in the world that can develop someone like Bernardo Silva that can play left wing, right wing, midfielder, and give you the same performance, right? That took Kovacic, and we have seen Kovacic, and he's definitely improving Kovacic, right? At the age of plus 30, Kovacic is improving. That is Pep Guardiola. But there's only one Pep Guardiola around, just one. You cannot have another. They won leagues, and because they won the treble, they have funds that most other clubs don't have. Forget what happened and the 115 or whatever thing. The reality
we don't really spend
is,
it, Mo. We don't really spend a lot of it at the minute.
No, but you did. I'm gonna give you an example. Last season, only last season, you had an 80 million euros, a 90 million euros player, an 80 million euros defender. You had Matheus Nunes, one of the most sold players at the time in the Premier League. You signed Matej Kovacic, and you got Doku. The difference is, if Arsenal got Doku, they will have to wait years. Pep Guardiola, within short time, developed Doku because it's Pep Guardiola. That is the point. The only club that spend the same as you, probably, arguably, is Manchester United, but they're crap. They aren't challenging for the league. They're crap.
No. You look at our spend in the last 5 years. It's not actually as big as people.
It's not net. I'm not talking about net spend. I'm talking about the way you develop players, the way you make the players.
This is what people say. City sell first team players. We're not just selling the kids. We both sold first team players.
But you win, so you are allowed. So hear me out. If Gabriel Jesus was an Arsenal player, he would have been sold for half the money. The problem is, because you have Pep Guardiola and you have amazing players and you win, it's easier for you to sell them as winners. You sold Zinchenko as a winner. And then once you sold him to Arsenal, you shat on him. You sold Gabriel Jesus as a winner.
No. Let me stop this shot. No, stop this shot on him. There is a reason we sold him. He did a job for so long. There was a reason we sold him, because every time we went in the Champions League, you look at the amount of times in the Champions League, he messed up.
Yeah, but you sold him as a winner. Do you agree or disagree?
Sold him as a Premier League winner, yeah.
Because you are the winners.
No, what we're saying is, listen to what I'm saying. Arsenal are trying to beat Manchester City. Right or wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
They should.
So, you think by buying the players we no longer think are good enough, that is going to get them to beat City?
No.
So that's the whole argument.
Buy players that haven't won anything and hope that they get better than Man City rejects.
Pardon?
I think it's a case of Arteta working with these players before and wanting to maintain he knows what they can deliver.
Arteta's trying to get the 08 team. I don't know. Arteta's trying to get a City reunion back together. I don't know what.
Yeah, I told you that. He's building the Centurions one player at a time. We're just waiting for them all to turn 35.
But we had those players when they were in the pomp, in the prime.
So what do you want us to do about it? Want us to buy your current players that you don't want to get rid of? Like there's no other alternative.
No. This is where I call BS on a lot of things, right? Julian Alvarez was not only just available to Manchester City Football Club when we bought him for 40 million quid. Manuel Akanji was not only available to Manchester City at 40 million quid. Kovacic was not just available at 25 million quid. You mentioned Nunes there. What is this? Compete with us, fight with us, go after these players, get better scouting, do whatever you want to do. But stop. I hear this excuse all the damn time. But why can't? Because for some weird reason, Arteta's got it in his head. I'd rather go and pinch a former City player than go and get an up-and-coming 20-year-old.
Isn't it to do with he's worked with them, though? Like, old managers go and get players they've worked with before. It's not that it's City. It's just that was the only experience he had as a manager. It was under Pep at City. So he knows those players.
That's fair, but we are talking years ago now. and the environment's different. He's the head coach where he didn't have to be the head coach. Pep was there overseeing everything. It's a different.
There's still the only players that he knows intimately.
I understand. I understand it, but I think it's an easy thing to fall back on. Do you know what I mean? Just because he worked with the player doesn't mean it will be exactly the same thing over again. It's the reason people shouldn't get remarried. Do you know what I mean?
Calafiori, who's not a City player. We bought Havertz, who's not a City player. Like, it's not like we're only shopping.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. And those players, I give props. Havertz, second half of the season, played very well. Let's see what Calafiori to do and Marino to do. Those aren't his players in terms he hasn't worked with them before. We're just talking about the City players that have come in, which he has worked with. That might not, let's face it. Overall, I think Jesus and Zinchenko have been failures at Arsenal.
I don't think so. They've brought us from the level of.
You know what? You're right. That's too strong.
I actually disagree with this. No, I actually disagree. Zinchenko actually worked very well for Arsenal. Zinchenko, for the reason he was bought for inverting and playing that role, I think has been exceptional. I actually think the problem with it is that his defensive deficiencies have been massively magnified.
Yeah.
Same as Trent. And he wasn't bought as this great defender. Oh my God, he's a great 1-on-1 that will stop Mo Salah.
Yeah.
He was bought to invert, to do the job that he did for Manchester City. And he did it. I actually believe the reason why Arsenal in the first season actually went on that mad run in the beginning of the season is because Zinchenko played. And if you look at it from that perspective, you will understand why Arteta bought him. I actually believe genuinely sold Zinchenko, they never thought Arsenal will be challenging them on that year.
Sorry, you keep freezing.
No, putting another hamster on the wheel. You keep cutting out.
Stick 10p in the meter. Come on.
I don't know why I'm being frozen. To be honest, it's just somehow it's the laptop.
You're spinning back. No, you're spinning
back. You know the thing is, Martin. I'll be straight with you, Mo. Zinchenko and Jesus are good players. I've not said they're not, but they've got you to second. So I agree with you there, Martin. You've gone from fifth to second. Totally agree. Now you need a little bit extra from second to first.
All right. We'll try.
That's what I'm saying. I'm backing your damn corner. I'm sat here actually backing you. I'm saying go more with it.
Hey, if you're talking preaching the choir, I wanted to sign crazy. I wanted 200 million spent on attackers this transfer window.
Yeah, you said that consistently. Yeah, you said that consistently. Yeah, we agree. We back you. You said that.
I gave the transfer window.
I want to ask people a question. Okay, so to move on from this Arsenal stuff, right? Forget Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, whatever.
Okay, we're talking your boys getting a slapping in about a week.
We'll talk about Musiala and Ake, but I wanted to finish on this Arsenal thing before I do all the super chats and say this. Do we think Arsenal, now with Odegaard's injury, if they lose the next 2 games, their season in the Premier League is going to be over? Simple.
How many points will they go behind? If City win their games?
If they lose these 2 games, they'll be 8 points. But we have to remember that Liverpool have very winnable games. So they're not only 8 points behind Manchester City, they might be 8 points behind Manchester City and Liverpool, who we are completely dismissing, right?
Can you give Liverpool and City an 8-point lead this early? Because I'd said it earlier.
Thank you, Martin, for the question.
This is my point earlier. Yes, I know you're going to say it's only 3 games. City only lost 3 games last season. You're basically asking City to. And what schedule? It's 2 more games. What we're doing?
No. Our schedule has like Aston Villa away, Spurs away, Man City away. Like these might be games away, West Ham away later on in the season. But just because they're jammed together, it looks worse than it is. So I think that people just need to relax about it.
I'm not. No, listen. I'll never count Arsenal out, but I don't think you can give Liverpool and City an 8-point lead.
I don't intend to. I want to go to stink out that Etihad for another draw so that it trolls all the City fan base. And I'd like to go and beat Spurs.
It ain't the same City at the minute, Martin. This is the only thing.
Yeah. You guys are great. Whatever.
My worry about Arsenal is that I feel like Odegaard is Arsenal. I think I would. You guys
are great. You're fantastic.
I would say Odegaard. I would say Odegaard's Arsenal's most creative player.
He is.
So with him out the team, who's going to create for Arsenal? And what Odegaard is great at doing is picking up that room in between the midfield and defence. And, you know, he's very good at finding that space all the time for Arsenal. He's exceptional at it. And when he's got the ball on that half turn with people running off him, he's exceptional at finding them players. Mm-hmm. And that's whatever Arsenal win the ball back high at the pitch. Odegaard gets that bit of the space, the half space, and he finds the players running off him. I look at Arsenal, I just don't know who can do that, the Odegaard role. So you're going to have to play maybe a different kind of way while Odegaard's out. So that's an interesting thing to look at from an Arsenal point of view as well. Like, they might have to play a different kind of way to get their forwards into the game.
Yeah, we might play with a double pivot and just do more like through balls, trying to break Spurs offside line, for example. I think
that was actually the last time you beat us at the Etihad doing that.
You almost beat us, though.
You won't remember it. It was years and years. It was under Wenger when you had
Santi Cazorla days.
Yeah,
2014.
Santi Cazorla ran the show that day at the Etihad because you played double pivot. Now, whether you come and do that, I don't know. It's
one game at a time. Atalanta in the Champions League in between, so that's going to be a crucial one.
Say you've got some crappy Italian team we're going to flop over at the Etihad.
Is that Inter?
Don't worry about it. We'll give them a slap in a couple of weeks.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Isn't your November on paper quite? That's a
if we beat you at the Etihad.
Show us the formula, though.
Are you coming on the post match? You're coming on my post match. I need you on.
Oh yeah, if we beat you at Etihad, I'm jumping on your channel. 100%.
I need you on for the preview in the post match.
I gotta be honest. Who goes to the Etihad and favorites? You're lucky that your draw we got you at the Etihad.
No playing for a draw, Mo. You got to go there to win. I don't want to see no parking the bus.
No. I'm talking about the draw. They're lucky, bro. They're lucky.
Don't be coming with your 10-man wall. Don't be coming with your 10-man wall now.
We're definitely gonna defend, and then Marco Stram is gonna show you the levels of how to.
Yeah, there's no Lukaku messing up these attacks this time. There's no Lukaku messing up these attacks.
We'll see how it goes. Bro, they're lucky to win the last game. They're not lucky. We have bums up top. To be honest. A couple of bums. we don't have a lot of bums now, but we'll see. We'll see what Halland does.
Some little Norwegian's going to have a little feast that night.
You didn't have a lot of chances at all in that game. We had more chances than you. Do you remember? You were in the stadium.
No, you did very well, but you're coming to Fortress Etihad.
I know.
F it up this time.
No, but we're going at the Etihad. Who can guarantee to go at the Etihad and freaking get a result? And I said that many times. No one goes to Anfield.
Crystal Palace.
No one goes to the Etihad and be favorites. No one goes to Anfield and be favorites in the world. By the way, even Real Madrid, you can win there. I'm not saying you can't win. You can win, but you're not favorites to win the game. But listen, it is what it is. Let me do the super chats, guys. I want to thank everyone that super chatted the channel. You guys are overwhelming me with the support. Absolutely amazing support from everyone here supporting the channel, liking the video. We're absolutely almost 700 people here. We can get this like to 400 likes, guys. It will help the channel. It will help the show. The conversation is amazing. It's fun. It's great. But I want your help. Hit that like button. Let's do the super chats, guys. So this is the section where everyone gets riled up with the super chats, of course. Edward Joseph here is saying, greetings, gents. With so many high-profile transfers being injured, is this a consequences of expectations on the new signings to hit the ground running? Quite a few have done it. Liverpool versus AC Milan. Do you mind if we smash them? Oh, no, my friend. Fuck AC Milan up in the Champions League. Fuck them up, my friend. But regarding the injuries, though, anybody have there is a lot of expectations. Like Arsenal put in a lot of expectations in Moreno. Like Manchester City last season put a lot of expectations on Kovacic and Matthias Nunes and Doku as well. So I get I get what Edward is saying.
I think it's happened to a lot of
but
our signings. Like Fabio Vieira was injured when he came in, and Lokonga might have been injured. Like no one comes in and makes an instant impact, except for Jesus. But then he got injured at the World Cup like soon after. So it seems to be pretty common with us. But we're apparently lucky with injuries.
Hold on. There are two players in the history that made instant impact in the Premier League, which is Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland, of course, in the first year, of course. It's instant impact. Like there is no two ways about it. These two guys were like
Timber was another one. Out
Timber as well.
Sorry, I'm talking about for Arsenal.
Tough. For Arsenal, I think there is no one. Even Odegaard, you had him half a season, and then he said you might need to go and do somewhere else.
We loaned him the first half of the season. I thought he was pretty good, but he at least wasn't injured. He apparently was going to be injured all the time. He had bad knees, but it hasn't been a problem for him.
Oh, Aguero for Manchester City in the first season. Aguero for Manchester City the first season. Eden Hazard for Chelsea the first season was really good.
Yeah, it was good. He sort of fell off at the end, I think, like he got injured and stuff. I have to go all the way back to Zola. Zola just came in and won like Player of the Year within 6 months.
I don't
That's
know.
a long way back, friend.
But what you're naming, we're all naming there, what we're all naming there, though, just show are exceptional players.
Exactly.
That are on another level.
Top tier.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Leave the title race before the title race leave you. That's a City fan. Yours truly.
What does it say?
Leave the title race.
Just forfeit the games.
Is that like when someone says I love you but I can't live with you? Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's not you, it's me.
Martin, 6 trophies and unbeaten loading. Arsenal aren't gonna make top 4. No, they're definitely gonna make top 4.
Of course they do, yeah.
But I actually see if Arsenal. I actually see Arsenal being 3rd this season with the way Liverpool are playing. It's too early. It is too early, but I don't think it's a bad shout.
Not a bad shout. I had Liverpool 2nd, so it fits.
Oh, did you?
You?
Yeah, I had Liverpool 2nd in my predictions.
But you had Arsenal 1st in your prediction.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get it. I get it now. I get what he's done.
I'm muted. I'm muted. Have you got
what he's done there?
Yeah, get off camera, you fraud.
Martin came alive.
Absolute fraud.
Martin just came alive from nowhere.
Absolute fraud. Absolute waffle.com.
I like that.
What are you? Oh.
What is there to improve on at 30 for Sterling? Martin.
Which one? Me or
He's only 29.
No, of course, the Arsenal fan. Of course,
He'll be 30
Martin.
on his next birthday, Martin. I just checked out. He'll be 30 on his next birthday. I just checked it.
Yeah, he'll be 30 on his next birthday. Red Line of Taranga. I think as a Liverpool fan, it's hard to imagine Sterling being better because he's had such a long career for lots of big clubs. So I don't know, but I hope that there's something left in him that will surprise people. That he's not just going to be a big chances missed merchant and just frustrate the hell out of us. I've got a friend of mine who's my buddy here, and he's an Arsenal fan. And he's told me he's not going to enjoy watching Arsenal games anymore because Sterling's playing. And he's going to actively cheer for Sterling to get injured. So there's a fair amount of headwind against him. Yeah, like he's hated Sterling for like 10 years. He just can't believe we signed him. So
I doubt he hates Sterling more than me, though.
Someone in the chat's put Sterling.
I literally disliked Sterling as a football player since he was at Liverpool.
See, people hate Sterling.
I disliked him as a football player since he was at Liverpool.
No, do you know what? No, I like him as a player. It's just as a winger, you're going to play him as a winger. But I agree with Jamie. He needs a proper out-and-out number 9.
I think we'll see.
He needs that guy.
We'll buy one of those
one day.
And let me just. I'm freezing. I'm freezing every like 20 seconds, and I have no idea why. My internet is 500 megabytes. I don't know why I'm freezing. Martin, you flex Sterling and Havertz for Arsenal, but deny criticism from others that had these players at their club winning trophies. Put the bias aside.
Who's he talking to? Me?
Yeah.
I flex Sterling and Havertz for Arsenal, but deny criticism from others that had these. What am I saying? What is he saying? I'm saying that they improved when they came to Arsenal. That was the only point. I don't know what he's saying with that second part. Anyone?
I actually
You
don't know. I actually don't understand that second part.
No, what he's saying is
yeah.
what I said earlier. Me and Jamie have seen these players for years and years and years, and you're saying they're going to be better at Arsenal, and how? What evidence?
I just take a grain of salt the criticism from players, like from fans that these guys have played for before, because there's an active interest in them not succeeding at their new club, because it would make their club look bad. So it's hard to like take people face value on it.
Okay.
Again, we won the treble. We won the treble when they left, so there's no.
AMT saying rivals fans are dumping on Moreno and Sterling before even them playing for Arsenal. They are trolls. That's Jamie.
I've seen them play. Like, it don't matter where they go. I've seen them play.
You haven't seen Moreno play by the sounds of it. You don't even know who he is.
I saw him at Newcastle and he was shite. Yeah, so yeah.
No, I actually think, I don't know, Sterling I understand. Mikel Moreno, I don't understand. I just don't understand.
I've not seen enough of him. I'm not going to judge. I never judge on a player I've not watched week in, week out. It's an unfair.
I like Moreno. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he adds a lot. I think it's unfortunate that he got injured. I think Moreno would add a lot to Arsenal.
I didn't watch Ajax week in, week out, so I can't make a fair assessment on.
Can I get a show of hands of everyone who thinks that Sterling's not going to succeed, not going to be a good signing for Arsenal this season? Just hands up if you think he's going to flop.
Well, what's a flop? Hang on.
What do you mean by
flop?
flop?
I don't know, less than 10.
Yeah, he's trying to bait you, bro. He's trying to bait you.
No, I just want to see, because what people think.
You shot your arm right up, Mo. You got baited first. You shot your arm right up.
I don't mean this, by the way, this is going to sound very arrogant. I don't mean this in a way, but Jamie and then Winter Serper's answer is going to be very different to mine, because we're on, there's, you know what I mean? It's City. You're asking what Sterling's got to do a lot to get above us.
Let's say you get less than 10 GA for the whole season.
Then it's a failure.
Yeah, no. So do you think he's going to do that?
You never judge players based on only GA.
You do. That's how you base Jack Grealish for the last 3 years.
I never.
You
do watch me.
Pop pass.
Never.
Pop pass. He never shoots.
Yes.
You don't.
No. But hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. You're absolutely wrong here. And I can counter that with very simple. I'm gonna tell you.
Go on, man.
Because I never judge Doku on GA. I judge Doku to be a direct winger, but I don't. I'm talking about myself. The difference between Doku and Jack Grealish, I think Doku is more effective winger. That's what I think. By the way, I don't judge players only on GA. The reason why, because I think moments make a difference for the players. I would rather have a player that gets you 3 goals but win you 9 points, right? Than a player that gets 10 goals. Bernardo is one of the guys that gets you. That is the moment. You know what I mean?
GA, but he's amazing within the actual game itself.
See, but that's why I can't judge Sterling based on the GA, because if you judge Sterling based on GA, he had that fantastic season at City. But I remember City,
and I on the back of it.
Hold on, I absolutely said that many times before, and Man City fans in the chat can attest to this. I said the problem is Man City could have won the treble much earlier if it wasn't for the Sterling and the chances he missed sometimes. Sterling in the Champions League shot.
Why are you taking me back to Leon? What are you doing that for? Why are you doing
that particular game? And also in the Premier League, Sterling many times, when the moment is there, Sterling doesn't deliver. But someone like Gundogan might get you only 8 goals in the season, but the 8 goals, 3 of them
goals at the
are winning you the league. That's why.
I'll give you an example. I know you're in full flow. I'll give you an example. Go back to the Chelsea Champions League final. Andrew, you may remember this. We were all mad because Sterling had been out the team for about 4 weeks, and all of a sudden he put Sterling into the team ahead of Aguero, and we all went, "Whoa!" That was
But
mad.
didn't he also like not play a DM or something?
Yeah, he didn't play DM either.
But I think there's other issues here.
Guardiola,
You can't just
Guardiola shot the bed. He
Martin,
shot the bed. Yes, we know he shot the bed.
He totally shot the bed. But the point is, Martin, Sterling had not been in that team for weeks, and then suddenly rocked into the Champions League final ahead of Aguero. We were
remember the Euros that summer as well, Martin. People were questioning being picked for England. Remember the Euros have been pushed back a year. Sterling was being questioned about whether he's in the England squad as well.
No, do you know Sterling's biggest issue at City was not even his goal scoring? That wasn't what pissed Pep off. It was the work rate, because Sterling wouldn't track back. He wouldn't go back and help his defender. He wouldn't help his fullback. That was the biggest thing of Sterling. Well, he's going to have
to prove. He's got to prove lots of people wrong about him, and I don't know. I wanted to see whether people think he's going to be a flop or not, whether it's GA or not. I don't know. Everyone said Havertz was going to be a flop, especially Mo.
It's unfair to John GA. GA's just
because he could score like he score 5 goals in like defeats or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what does it matter? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that. I think it's like you said. It's his effectiveness. Can you come out of the game and go, Raheem Sterling made a real difference, whether he's on the subs bench or whether he starts? That's going to be the thing. Do you at the end of the season, Martin, when you're having a discussion with Mo or something like that, go, I think we should pay money for him? That'll be it. I'm just saying.
Let me do the super chats, because we gotta move on from. Formis Gunner is saying, how many Martins and Dans are there in full-time YouTube?
Football YouTube? I think there's only 2 Martins. It's just right here. That's
there's only 2 Martins.
There's only 2 Martins.
Yeah.
Guys, we're 15 likes away from 300. We need the likes to go to 400, not 300. Come on.
No, there's only one Martin, and then there's a fraud.
Wow.
Let's finish the super chats. Then why Man City don't want to sell their players to Arsenal anymore since Jesus and Zinchenko? It's a fact.
Because there's a massive bust up between the board and the Arsenal board and the City board. They're not.
No, but you don't think because you see Arsenal as the title contenders now?
No, there's major shit at the moment, Bo, between them.
But you don't think the main thing is that because they're title, you don't want to strengthen them? No.
There's a lot of politics going on. City don't want to speak to a lot of clubs at the moment. There's a lot of politics going on within the league.
They're mad.
Who do you think leaked it? Who do you think leaked the ATP stuff?
Yeah, I understand.
Tony. Let me do this. Tony, big up Tony. Oh, wallahi, Tony, I haven't had you for a while.
Tony.
Yeah.
Tone.
Blue Tone. That's Tony.
Tone.
Hey Mo, top man Martin. Arsenal weren't scary with Odegaard. I would rather he played at the Etihad, as he isn't a big game player. Arsenal still mentality weak.
Okay. So he's more scared now that we don't have Odegaard, you could say.
No, but are we still sitting on shows saying that Arsenal don't have mentality again?
It's a buzzword. People like it.
Does anybody agree with this at all?
I need to see what Arsenal do at the Etihad in 2 weeks. I need to. Once I've seen Arsenal at the Etihad, then I'll judge on the mentality.
But the only thing I will say is that you can wind Arsenal up. They do get wound up still, even now. Their players can get wound up if you get stuck into them a little bit. And their players do get wound up. But that's the only thing. Mentality, I don't know what people mean by mentality. I mean, Arsenal don't win anything, so
yeah. Mentality monsters.
Yeah, we need to win the Carabao.
Mr. Happy, we know Mr. Happy saying Jesus and Zinchenko were brought in to get us back into the Champions League. We didn't think we would go from 5th to title challenges. Now they are squad players. Spot on. Yeah, fair point.
Fair point.
That's what we've all said.
Fair point. Fair point.
And just to make it even worse for people, maybe they were the reason Arsenal challenged that season. Have you ever thought about it that way?
Yeah, the first season. Yeah,
the way Jesus played in that first stint was unreal.
The first.
Between this is going to sound. I'm challenging what I want to see what they need to do more to get above us. That's what I'm
We'll
saying.
see.
Extra steps.
Always.
They almost did. Man dispossessed. Zinchenko and Jesus took Arsenal up a level. Let's not rewrite history. They are moving beyond them now, and they are depth, not starters. It is not deep. I agree. Okay, spot on.
My
Again,
point is, right, hang on, let me explain that. And I totally agree with that.
Go on.
You're all talking as though City are going to stand still.
Yeah.
I said this. Arsenal's best chance was last season. Because City were in a little bit of not treading water because we still won the league, but there was a little bit of not sure.
You could have been got at. Basically. Yeah.
After the Lord's Mayor show, sort of thing. That's what it is.
Between me and you, if you believe in the rumours and everything else, City going after Musiala and things like that, we ain't going to mess around. City are going to rebuild. I know everyone's going to go 1-1-5 and everything else bullshit. You think Erling Haaland signed a new extension because we're off down to League 6 or wherever we're going? Yeah. People use brains sometimes. Yeah, looking, getting excited. That's the only way. Oh,
Mo,
you have to get a smile surgically removed if that happens. He'd just be
Martin, like, breaking news to you, mate. Leicester City beat the Premier League. What do you think Carlisle's are going to do to them?
I don't think the cases are very similar. I think Leicester's was like an actual cut and dry. We made a mistake.
No, yeah, it was a legal thing.
Guys, we need to do the. We need to analyze super chats
when we got
to move on.
Good luck with that one.
Arteta is good at problem solving in adversity. Does anybody agree with this?
Yeah, but I'm sure he would like to not be an adversity a lot. Do you know what I mean? He'd like to get.
I mean, he's in charge of the transfer window, so
yeah. I mean, you're right. He needs to take some portion, but he needs to. Let's see what he does.
I think he signed 30 players. I think is the total. I saw something the other day. So he's got his squad. He's got what he wants.
This is his players now. What he's.
Say, sorry, Fagwe Daniels in the comments makes a perfect thing there. Arsenal get 89 points there, second best ever. Under City, under Pep City, average 89 points a season.
Yep.
This is what
our second best ever, like in Arsenal history, but he's only using Pep's Man City as your history, because if you average out your other points, I'm sure your average is like way below ours. From clubs. Like from before you got money, like your average might have been like 40 points. So if we include all those years, your average is way lower, not just the Pep years.
What's that got to do with an argument now?
Well, he said Arsenal got 89 points, their second best ever. Anyway.
Right. I know, but
what is happening?
I don't know where you're going back that way. You're going back that way.
Why are we going about it?
Because just to prove you wrong.
In control, man. In control.
We want to make this go before you even became Arsenal. So get back in your box and know your history before you start trying to fire shots.
Did
know your history, mate? Because you clearly don't know your own history.
You're triggering him.
It's a bullshit argument about history when fans don't know their own history.
I know some history. I'm until like 95 onwards.
Before you even became Arsenal, we won an FA Cup. So,
okay, all right. It was just a little hand grenade. There's no need to get so defensive.
No, I'm sick of this shit because I'm not a 2012 City fan.
I'm not in this.
I'm not a 2012 City fan.
Okay.
We know we clearly can see or not. We know.
Yeah, we know.
He was talking about averages. I just used an average point.
So it annoys when people throw the history argument out at pisses me right off.
You don't worry. I've dealt with that. Don't worry. It's just one of those things.
Redline or Teranga, did I not warn you not to gaslight Liverpool fans more? I did last season. I will keep doing it when I believe what I'm saying is true.
What about Liverpool fans? What? I don't.
Oh my God! They talk about me saying that Liverpool are playing well. They can challenge for the title. No, we are not. Because some frauds on YouTube like yourself and HUSAM tell the people you aren't. So it's fine.
We can't compete. We can't compete for the title this year.
Liverpool fans
you can. If Arsenal can, you absolutely can.
Elliot's already broke his foot, so he's out for 6 weeks. So we're already missing a midfielder.
Who?
And they're missing Odegaard. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Harvey Elliott was not even, guys. Harvey Elliott was not even in the squad going to the games.
Yeah, but he's part of our squad. So if you get another,
he wasn't even in the.
Excuses.
You lose like we didn't buy enough players. Everyone said we had the worst transfer window ever. How can we then be challengers?
I
had you at second. I told you this. You guys, it's going to be easy.
He had us in third. I can't get over that.
Can we do this? An opportunity to change the formation. Midfield diamond with Timber, Partey, Jorginho, Kai Havertz. At the tip, 3-4-3 with Saka, Martinelli, Trossard up top. What do you say to that, Martin?
To me?
He's talking about Arsenal. Okay, what do you think about that, Martin?
What do you think about have agendas on this thing, but look, we can all just draw up our own little magical 4-1-2-1 whatever. I don't think you're going to see that happen. I don't think you're going to see Timber starting in midfield. I think we're probably going to keep things fairly similar, but drop Havertz back. And
yeah, he's not changing formation. He's not going to change formation to a diamond or a 3-4-3. What is going on here? It's bad. He might do a double pivot, maybe. Maybe he'll do that. Maybe a slight change like that. But change it to 4-3. I mean, I don't even know who would be your wing backs.
Actually, I see this happening. Guys.
No, he did it in his first season, right? He did it in his first season.
What is so tough about this? It's nothing tough about this.
I don't know.
Nabil is saying Zinchenko and Jesus were brought to finish top 4, and you challenged for the title.
We agree.
And you challenged for the title. So that is moving on from Arsenal, which is, it took us only an hour, 15 minutes.
It's becoming a bit of AFTV version 2, this, isn't it?
I actually do. Hold on. That is absolutely wrong. Yesterday, I did a whole show. No, Monday, I did a whole show about Chelsea only.
Okay, but you triggered you.
And actually, speaking about Chelsea, should we speak about Liverpool first and how Liverpool fans are downplaying the Liverpool season completely?
Go on.
By the way, I am being genuine. Husam did a show yesterday, a whole show saying why Liverpool fans are so giddy. I'm like, Liverpool fans nowadays are so pessimistic. It is unbelievable. While being the only club at the current moment to beat Manchester City in their prime to a league title.
That is true.
But we are supposed to. But I don't like this. The difference is Liverpool fans lately have been, over the past 2 seasons, have been, well, we aren't going to win the league. So when they win the league or they do something, we overachieved. But I'm looking at Liverpool at the current moment. How good are Liverpool? Seriously, how good are they?
Well, so people watch my stuff, they will know I'm the most positive Liverpool fan going. Even I said, look, this season's a year or I don't know what this is going to be because we lost Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, we got Arne Slot, so I don't know what the year's going to be. We still got a tremendous squad, in my opinion. I think Liverpool has still got a very, very good squad. We got. I think we got the best forward line in the league, personally. Canate and Virgil van Dijk.
Wait. This phrase gets thrown around, the best forward line in the league, but you guys have been crapping on your forward line for the entire summer window.
Who's been crapping on it?
Well, Diaz is apparently the worst winger in world football, and no one wants to see Darwin Núñez kick a football, and I don't know.
He ain't playing. Darwin Núñez ain't playing.
Okay, so you're talking about Jota,
Salah and Diaz, yeah. They're on fire right now.
Sorry?
They're
okay,
on fire
so Diaz
right
is
now.
part of the best attack in the league again.
Right now, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
all right. Just checking.
Our defence, obviously, is fine. Virgil and Canate stay fit. That's as good as a partnership there is in the league. Obviously, you got Alisson Becker as a quality, probably best goalkeeper in the league. So we got players there that can compete. It's about fitness, I think, for Liverpool more than anything, because as Liverpool fans, we've got bad PTSD for injuries. Last year was a nightmare. All the injuries we picked up, the kids had to come and play. The year before that, injuries again. So it's about fitness, I think, more for Liverpool. If Liverpool can keep their main squad fit and healthy, and Arne Slot rotates well, then yeah, we're definitely in the mix. There's no doubt about it. For me, it's just a fitness issue at Liverpool. It's not actually a player issue. It's not a quality issue. It is a fitness issue. If you look at City and Arsenal last year, they kept their teams relatively fit, and that's why they were strong at the end of the season. That's why Liverpool faded away. We had kids playing in our team. So yeah, Winking majority of our squad fit. It's as good as a squad in the Premier League, in my opinion. So why not give it a go? It's just the fitness part of everything for me. It's not a player issue.
Man City are. I want to ask Martin about this about Man City. City fans, when you got Man City, when you guys do shows and you talk and you analyze Manchester City and do this, are you putting Liverpool in your conversation about actually a chance of winning the title, of pushing you all the way like what Arsenal did last season?
Yeah, but we've got it as a 3-horse race. I do think Liverpool will push. My only concern with Liverpool is obviously squad depth again. Squad depth. It comes down to whether people can have. It all comes down to the injuries and how people go.
That's all I say, fitness. Yeah.
It's down to fitness and everything else. But Liverpool, the thing is, Liverpool have been there and done it. They've got the T-shirt. Liverpool have got 97 points. A lot of them players, and I'm not even having a dig there, but they have. They took us to 97 points. They've gone a season where they haven't lost it. They've lost, what was it, one game against Watford when you won the league. So, of course, it's in them. I think 100% it's a 3-horse race.
Jamie, you think you got a better squad than Arsenal?
I think I've got a better squad.
Then they got better experience of being in this position than
Arsenal. I think Arsenal might have the better squad right now, but I think we got a better individual talent.
Okay,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Your first 11,
I think. So strongest 11s. I actually think Liverpool might have a stronger 11, yeah. But I think you've got maybe better depth in between. Like I said earlier, you might have 5 midfielders, but I think your 5 midfielders have better quality than Liverpool's 5 midfielders right now. That makes sense.
But people used to talk about Man City was so good because they didn't have the biggest squad. They had 15, 16 players that were first team level and they could interchange without dropping, right? I don't think City have really changed from that scenario. They've brought in like an Oscar Bob and a Rico Lewis and stuff like that, but it hasn't really you're not 20 players of extreme level quality, right? So I don't know. It's just interesting to see the difference in expectations. We've got 22 apparently.
It's more quality, ain't it? It's more if you've got 16 or 17 quality players that you can keep rotating and keep fresh, it doesn't affect your side. Like Liverpool and Arsenal, I think we might have bigger squads, say, but I don't think we got the quality that City have got. So when we rotate and that, we might have a little bit of dips here and there. Where City ain't got Rodri and Foden playing, for goodness sake. And
I was about to say that, Jamie.
And they're making like easy work of things right now. I think Liverpool and Arsenal over a few games would struggle if they had their 3 best players out.
We're about to find out
because of the quality of City's squad. City's squad is the best squad in this league for quality. There's no doubt.
I would actually say City's squad for the first time ever. You can say we've now got a big squad. You can now say we've got the deepest squad. For the previous 2 or 3 years, I always argued that point because we filled it with a lot of kids. Now, for the first time ever, apart from striker, we've got 2 in nearly every position.
I would say though, most of it about why Liverpool fans playing it down. I do sometimes think whether in the back of their minds they're more obsessed with the contract renewals than the actual league itself this season, because obviously you got Van Dijk, you got Trent, you've got Salah on their last year, and I feel that Liverpool fans would gladly give up a title race if all 3 of them re-signed for a couple of more years and then go again. And also, it's like, God.
I was about to say, you win a title, then all 3 definitely sign. So,
yeah.
So you put that ahead. Like, I hear you as well. I think fans are very concerned about them 3 players because it's who them 3 players are. This is
also the goalkeeper you bought. It's not like he's a scrub. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, it's great. I'm surprised you didn't go for him.
How long do you keep him on loan for? Do you know what I mean? What's Alisson's future? I know
he's not officially on loan. So he's not officially on loan from Liverpool at this moment in time or something. So He officially joins Liverpool in 2025 when Liverpool can officially loan him then. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's when Liverpool can officially loan him. But yeah, I'm surprised Chelsea didn't go for Marmadas, really.
No, because he's apparently not good with his feet. That's what matters now with goalkeepers. Do you know what I mean? That's what before they can save. That's what matters now.
I'm having a goalkeeper can do any to keep the ball out the net.
Preaching to the
I just wanted to say I think Liverpool have probably one of the best squads. That's why I had them in such a high position. Even though it feels like all he has to do is get the players out there and almost get out of their way, and I feel like they'll take care of the rest. And you also had enough injuries last season to like bed in a bunch of players that can now become more reliable backups. Like when Trent was out, who was that guy? Was it Brendan?
Conor Bradley.
Conor Bradley. You guys were talking about keeping him in instead of bringing Trent back and stuff. So you know that you've tested a little bit of where the weaknesses might be, and I don't think you've got too much to worry about, even with injuries.
Can I ask you? Sorry, Martin, do you think Arsenal's and Liverpool's squad is better than City's then?
No. I think City's have the best squad.
I only asked because you said you had a third, so we just.
I know that's going to hurt you, but it may have something to do with it. Just lightning might hit your team, and half of them might fall over.
So you're hoping for acts of God now? All right, we'll be doing that one. Tidal wave, tsunami over the Comet's going to come down.
You've got the best manager. You've got the best starting 11. I don't know about best squad. I almost feel like Liverpool might have a better overall numbers quality spread out just because they've got so many good players in there. But I don't really rate some of the City players that like you do, like Nunez and Kovacic and those guys. I haven't read Doku that highly yet. I think he's got some work to do. So I don't know. It's differences of opinion there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually believe that Liverpool, no matter what we say, that when you have Salah and even McAllister, I cannot just sit here and assume that they will be out of the race. You know what I mean? I just can't.
No, you got
for some reason.
Yeah, that's it. I think because they have Salah, that we think they're in the race. Do you know what I mean? He's just an exceptional player. You know what I mean?
That's the thing I always say about us. We do have exceptional individuals. We just, our problem has been, like Martin said a minute ago, that, our fitness issues the last 2 seasons, if that hits us again, we will struggle. There's no doubt about it. So, but if we can keep our fitness better this season, and, I know like Ruben Peters, who's in charge of all the fitness stuff now, he's basically made Konate lose a couple of kilos to slim him down a bit, so his muscles, he's not picking up these muscle injuries so much. So there's things happening in the background right now. So if we can keep the majority of our team fit, as I say, the individual quality we do have on our side, we'll be up there. There's no doubt about it.
I have another thing to add to what I just said. So everyone was talking about Arsenal and talking about Martinelli bringing back the form he was 2 years ago. And we have a small sample size to analyze, but it looks like Diaz is the guy that is bringing back the form when he signed to Liverpool before the thing.
Central.
And also Szoboszlai, for example, in the first 2-3 games, even though he might not have at the GA, but if you're watching the game, you are seeing what Szoboszlai offers on the pitch. You are seeing how Szoboszlai is amazing. Looking at Gravenberch, I always saw the talent. It looks like Arne Slot is able to utilize that talent. So for me, I get what Jamie's saying. If we keep players fit here and there, and if the fitness is there and all the stuff, but also we gotta look at the situation based on the first 3 games and the preseason and say, this Liverpool team look much sharper even than the Liverpool team who started last season. Actually, some of the players that even Konate, for example, after Kwanzaa's first half and he was subbed out, right? And also people keep saying, oh, it's only a small sample size. I understand, right? When can we judge it? 5 games? Would we come back here after 5 games and judge it? Or is
well,
it
if our season's over, then their season, they've basically won the title. They haven't had any goals scored against them.
I never said that. I never said that.
If you take 3 games and multiply
Liverpool about a nice start.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I think you got to see when they come up, when they get a couple of tricky fixtures.
I agree, but you've got to get your points on the board early.
Yeah, of course.
If they're there to be won, just go and win them. Like,
that's what you got to do. You got to beat what's put in front of you.
Exactly. And our next 3 games are Nottingham Forest at home and Bournemouth at home and Wolves away. I expect Liverpool to win all them. I expect us to win 6 out of 6 in our first start of the season, and that gives us a platform. It gives us a platform because October's fixtures for Liverpool, I don't know about you guys, but our fixtures in October are a nightmare. So I'd rather get the points on the board now than have to play catch up later in the year when you've already got them there. So it gives you another step on the ladder, don't it?
I don't know who you have on October, but it looks like
in October they've got Bologna, Palace away, Chelsea at home, Leipzig away, Arsenal away.
It's only Arsenal away. That's all.
It's your away game, yeah. You'd rather have them all home.
Palace away. You know they're not great at Palace away.
No, I'd rather have all them games at home.
And then in November you play 3 games in a row at home. Champions League and 2 Premier League games, and then you go away to only Southampton, and then you play Real Madrid at home, Man City at home.
Yeah, that week's gonna be fun. That week's gonna be fun.
Martin's eyeing up Arsenal's schedule. I'm going, what happened?
I don't want to know. Just bring me one game at a time.
Yeah.
Speaking on Manchester City, since we're talking about Manchester City. Speaking of Manchester City and this Musiala thing. Hear me out here. There are 2 types of articles I read. One article was saying that signing Jamal Musiala is an indication that Pep Guardiola is staying. The other article said that signing Jamal Musiala is a sign that Pep Guardiola is leaving and they are strengthening the team to actually compensate for Pep leaving. I don't know which one is right.
Pep ain't going nowhere.
What do you mean? He has to go at some point.
No,
I think he stays.
He does, but he's not going now. So it's
20. Maybe when he wins 20 in a row, that's when he'll think about it.
No, Pep's not going nowhere. They are after Musiala. That is the long-term idea for. And see, people are saying KDB. I see Musiala as more of a Bernardo replacement going down the road. Because Bernardo's contract is up 2026. I see Wirtz going into Bayern. Thing with Musiala is Bayern have offered him the contract on a couple of occasions and there's no movement. And when you see him been in build this week, the signs are there is a little bit of friction there. And people are going mad at me about this, but I keep saying it. Bayern, it's very un-Bayern-like to have Leroy Sané going into last year, Alphonso Davies going into last year, Kimmich into last year, and Musiala all needing contract extensions. That's a shitload of money they're going to have to bail out if they want to keep them or they sell on. And when I look at the signings, yeah, Lees is a good player. I'm not saying that, but when I look at some of the signings, I look at the appointment of Company. I'm just, if I'm Musiala, is that exciting me? And I love Vinny Company, but you know, it's a small sample size of what he's done. You know, I've had this debate with City fans on Company into City, and I think, no, I want to see a lot more of Company before giving him the City job. Jesus. Well, what is this?
Yeah.
I want to see a lot more of him. And so I do think it's a possibility. I do think I know that's who they are after. And we'll say I'd see Wirtz going into Bayern, and I see Musiala probably going back to the Premier League.
Yeah, I know Wirtz has also been linked to Madrid over the last 6 months or so, but I'm not too sure they're going to prioritize him as a.
I see Wirtz as a life.
I don't see Madrid prioritizing him.
The only way Arsenal counter that is they freaking sign Isak then. So what do people do then in the Premier League? If Man City are going to get Musiala,
it won't just be Musiala we go for, because we'll need a new right back. We will need a replacement in for KDB. I mean, there's talk today of Wirtz and Musiala. I don't see that.
That's
I don't see it.
I'm
I don't see it both. That is cheating if we go for both.
Yeah.
I think we need to still
That's
decide Haaland. I don't know if you heard this Haaland guy. Once he leaves Man City, we'll pick him up. And Mbappe,
Haaland signing
he'll
an
get bored
extension
at Real
for him.
Madrid, and then
Haaland. Yeah,
I don't see Haaland ever going to Real Madrid. I don't ever see it happening.
Really?
No.
They have.
Don't see it.
You don't see
Yeah, I don't know if Mbappe and Haaland would work either.
Haaland ain't playing second fiddle to nobody.
Well, I don't think Mbappe is really a striker.
He plays third fiddle at Manchester City. What do you mean second fiddle? What does that mean? He's gonna be the starting striker, and it's gonna be Mbappe and
Haaland is going to become the #1 guy to say. He's going to be the highest paid player in the Premier League with the new contract that we lay down.
Do you think he wants to go to Real Madrid more than Rodri and Foden?
Doesn't matter whether he deserves. He's going to get more, Mo.
Okay.
He's going to be the highest.
Isn't that gonna upset a player like Foden, who is the star?
No, because Foden's going up to 375 grand.
He just signed a new contract, didn't he, Foden? So he just signed a new contract, didn't he?
Not yet, but he is about to sign a 300.
Right. See, it depends what you're saying as highest. There's not going to be massive differences between them. You're talking 50 grand maybe between them. But Haaland, I think, will become the #1. Then Rodri and Foden will go on the same level. And then you work your way down from there.
But you don't think Haaland has his career planned out to go to Real Madrid and join the heritage?
I've heard all this. I heard all this with Aguero. Oh, he's off to Real Madrid. I heard it every season. He never went.
I don't think Haaland goes there. I'm sorry.
You got to remember, Erling Haaland is not just a striker. He's basically you got to remember he's a City fan. He was a boyhood City fan. Went to the games. Pictures of him at Wembley with his dad in a City shirt. He loves it. He loves it here. Absolutely loves it here. And like I said, probably the only move he's got is Real Madrid. With his new contract, Real Madrid going to slap £200 million down, plus then buy Trent, plus then try,
Alfonso Davies on a free as well.
The Trent bit we could do without mine.
No, Jamie, I do think Trent. I do think Trent will end up at Real on a free. I think he's trying to ready to go. That.
I already signs.
I think one of them's going. One of your three is definitely going. One of your three is definitely going, Jamie. I don't think you're re-signing all three.
You're not signing them all.
This is FSG, remember?
That's very very
exactly.
FSG. Get me words out.
You ain't signing all of them. Yeah,
I think Salah signs first. I really do.
Yeah, which means there'll be very little money to go around for the rest of the other two. So,
depends how much they want, don't it?
We've been getting a lot of grief lately for saying that Saliba's worth 150 million if Real Madrid want to come and get him. Does anyone disagree with that price tag here, or is that
price tag can be whatever price tag you're talking about?
Any price tag you want.
Newcastle were quoting you 200 million. Isak's not worth 200 million quid. Maybe
we've been told that we're only allowed to charge 100 million. No one pays over 100 million for defenders. Blah blah blah. Anyway, I just wanted to see what the opinion.
No, but this is my thing. Everyone's going, Haaland will definitely go to Madrid. Why? Why?
Well, I don't know if he gets bored.
Mate. When we went there in the Champions League, his dad got shit abuse and was having food chucked at him. And his dad turned around and went, "You think my son's ever coming here?" That was an actual quote. Honestly, his dad hated the place. He went in there, he got abused, he got all sorts because they're still upset because he turned Madrid down originally. They were upset about it. So
maybe he'll go straight to Saudi after City.
I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. It's
so are we saying that players have to leave Manchester City for other people to have a chance? Are we saying that this is just a domination period? Like it's just
well, if they don't up their game, then yeah. People have to up their
what do you mean? How can you up your game above Musiala and Erling Haaland? Like, how do you up your game? Like, what do you do? And also, you have to talk about the money. Who has the money to compete with Manchester City? No one does.
That's true.
No one does. If your owners had some brains, you could have, but your owners didn't. That's different. But because you spend the money, you're the only club that spend the money to compete with Manchester. I think actually it's not about Haaland. It's not about Foden. It's not about Rodri. It's about Pep Guardiola.
Of course it is.
There has to be a guy.
I'll throw you a big one out. I see Rodri going before Halland.
What, to Madrid?
Yeah, I see Rodri going somewhere. Yes,
I see Rodri.
I see Rodri going.
Madrid, apparently, because Madrid are not too happy with Tchouaméni or something, aren't they?
You heard Carvajal in the summer. Carvajal has been proper in Rodri's ear all summer. Get to Madrid, get to Madrid, get to Madrid. And he's Spanish, and I don't know. I do see Rodri.
What do you see as a succession
plan? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you have Pep Guardiola, it doesn't matter. If you get Onana, bro, it will work out. It doesn't matter. No, if they get Onana from Aston Villa, that is the thing about Pep Guardiola. As long as the player work hard, it will work out. The problem with Calvin Phillips is that I don't think he worked hard enough to actually fit into the system. That is the thing. But that's a different story. More likely than not, Pep Guardiola, when he gets a player, it works out. And he makes it look like this player is a superstar. That is the thing, and it's as annoying as it is.
You look at the reality. They're going to lose Modric. That's God knows that's already been announced. Tchouaméni and Camavinga, they're a bit. You heard stories all the time about those two. I just think Rodri fits that mold. Not that I'd ever want him to leave, and I know City are trying to offer him a contract. It's down to Rodri. City have got this belief, and they've always stood by it. You don't want to be here, you can leave.
Right.
They've said it about Alvarez. Alvarez went to Pep. I want to go. Fine. Get me the money. Sterling, I want to go. Fine. Get me the money. Edison could have gone in the summer. I've said this to City fans 1,000 times and they hate me for it. If Al Nassr had offered 50 million quid, Edison would not be at City right now. It's because they came at 25 million. We told them to piss off. I don't know what the future is for. I think Pep will stay for 2-3 more years, and I think he'll revamp the team.
But Mike,
everyone's hoping on 115, but I think they're going to get a shock on that.
So what do you think? Because obviously, when Rodri had like a season or a bit to settle in, because he had Fernandinho right there in this position and helped himself. What would be the succession plan, do you think, with a Rodri? Who's going to come in and replace Rodri?
I think the guy they're looking at is Adam Wharton.
Yeah, spot. Yeah, that's a ready-made right there, isn't it? The way he plays.
That's the guy they're looking at. That's the guy. They were looking at Adam Wharton this summer, but they were asking stupid money.
They asked for over 100, right?
I just think eventually. Listen, I don't want Rodri to go, but I just say City will have a succession plan, whichever happens. So, like Walker leaves, you might look at Frimpong. You might depends. This is Rico Lewis's season to make that right back spot his own if he wants to do it. He's had a very good start, but I've always said it's always a start. It's just a start. Because people think that, Gundogan's only a temp. He's here for a year or two, probably 2 years. That's it.
When I say that, I get killed.
No, you're not getting the point. No, you said he was over there.
No, this is a joke.
That's what you said. You got to look at what we're doing. Bernardo's got a contract up in 2026. KDB may sign a new deal. We don't know. Rodri, we don't know. Walker be his last season. Stones, I know people are going to wait this. Braithwaite is on the list at Sir. So if Stones goes out the door, they'll look. Listen, there's always a succession plan. There's a reason City spent jack shit money for the last year or two. We've not touched any of our money from 3 years ago yet at this point. City could whack 400 million down and breathe easy on PSR. Not a problem with PSR. This is where the confusion comes in. It's not about spending on Sir. It's about fraud and perjury. Separate issue, part that for when we get into the court. But we're totally fine. We've got the money to do what we need to do. There's a big question mark on Grealish yet. Grealish has got to have a big season this season. Because if he doesn't, I think he'll be sold.
That's true.
That's why I think it's so funny that people give Arteta crap for only finishing second and that we need to change manager. I feel like there's not really any other easy options out there or any options that I can think of where you're just like, yeah, they'll come in and they'll they'll shake it up in the Premier League. You know, we're going to pull Jose out of like mothballs and say, come on, take on Pep one more time. It's kind of ridiculous. It just feels inevitable unless something crazy happens.
He's Pep's Thanos. I keep saying Pep's Thanos.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. What's going on at Chelsea with you guys? What's the latest with the owners? Have they started feasting on each other's goo yet?
I had this thing with Sam this afternoon about changing the pitch and the Stamford Bridge and shit, and I'm like, bro, I don't know. But to be honest with you, it's before Andrew speaks, the ownership at Chelsea is not only about them changing the stadium or anything. It's now about there is clearly one part that is, and the majority shareholders, they don't care about anything at the club other than one thing. As 8 years more, so we can sell the club for profit, so we made our money back plus profit. Simple. Very simple.
I want to sell. I think they want to go to a cash cow that constantly gives them money.
They clearly they want to sell in 8 years. They saw this as a 10-year investment thing. So as long as the value of the club is increasing, they're gonna keep doing it. It doesn't matter about the winning. And I know that the argument is winning bring money. It doesn't. Actually, it doesn't.
No, it's not just winning.
At the end, on Arsenal, at the end, the squad value and the club's value increase without them winning any trophies. Any trophies, by the way, as long as you are in the contention. So yes, you're in the contention. You know what I mean? Your players' value go up because when you sell the club, some of the biggest aspects are the players' value. Arsenal squad is worth about like 900 million, but the cost is way less than this. So, and I think that is the problem with Chelsea, to be honest.
Well, who's going to win, Bowley or Clearlake?
Well, the problem is it's mixed messaging again. I don't need to hear about stadium issues when I don't know who's going to own the clubs outright. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
They're running for president. They're talking about all the things they're going to change. They're going to get to the stadium.
Everyone like, are you Team Bowley or Team Clearlake? And I always like look back and some of them go, didn't you a month ago call Bowley call him everything under the sun essentially, and now you're Team Bowley? I agree with Mo. Clearlake are looking to sell in 8 years' time. They're an investment company. That's what they do. Do you know what I mean? Bowley, what's been reported, seems to be all in 20-year, 30-year vision. There's only a few disagreements that they have because they've signed off. They have to sign off and everything. So they're all culpable for what's happened over the past 2 years in terms of decisions made, players bought, salaries, stuff like that. Bowley seems to be of what was reported by his PR stuff. He seems to be of a mind, which I do agree with, of having someone just run the club like a CEO. The two sporting directors don't make. I've always thought two sporting directors don't make sense. Do you know? It just doesn't make too many cooks in the kitchen, sort of thing. But then he was like, he wanted to bring in Ronaldo when Ronaldo was leaving Man United and stuff like that. I don't know. I just the thing about Ibardi is he seems to be too hands-on, too micromanagement. I just think that's just not going to help. He wants the sporting directors reporting to him daily and stuff like that. I just don't think that helps. I never hear like Sheikh Mansour going into negotiations or getting in a fight with Benfica people because they're not going to sell a player or something like that. It just never happens. I prefer a model where they hire one person to run it, the owner, and the owner's just seen at match days. Do you know what I mean? Or just signing checks.
There's also a fundamental difference in how they build the squad, right? Like I think that it sounds like he's trying to do Moneyball. You know,
Bali seems to be players. The Clearlake seems to be focused on this is our wagering. You're going to get this. Where it seems to be how it's written that Bowley's more lenient that way, but he will like go up and pay for the player. Like he would have. Seems to me like he would have if he was negotiating with Osimhen, he would have paid for Osimhen like that. He would have given Osimhen what he wanted and stuff like that. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I think there's some players that if you do have a wage structure, you have to break it. I'm sorry. I don't like wage structure anyway in some places, but I think you have to. I think they agree on the incentivized contracts and stuff like that. I think they agree on that. But I don't know. I think it's quite optimistic that someone. I keep reading they want to get this done by the end of November. I think that's quite optimistic. trying to.
That's
Bowley only owns 4% or something, right? Like
you don't normally get it done that quick.
Exactly, right?
Unless
You're
you've
talking
already
about,
got it down the road and you're not getting all the info at the moment.
yeah, that's probably true. But it's like, it's just, as I keep saying, one of the biggest things I have is just mixed messaging. You guys are fighting over to control the club. Why are you releasing stadium plans? Well, I don't know who's going to be in charge. I mean, what is the point? You're just riling up the fan base even more. Release stadium plans when we know who's going to run the club by themselves. Then we can have a discussion about the stadium thing. I do think it's a bit
of your problems right now. Like, I mean,
exactly. I don't even know why the stadium thing's being discussed. It doesn't even need to be discussed at this moment. It's a future thing happening. Do you know what I mean? It's just, again, mixed messaging that comes out. It's just about everyone. I'm not anyone because to me they're both culpable for everything good and everything bad. There's not one. I can't single one person out and go, yeah, I prefer him over the other guy, because they're both. I mean, Bowley wanted to keep Poch. I didn't want to keep Poch. Do you know what I mean? So it's another red mark against him. I don't know. Honestly, I really wish they might have. I really wish they would have sorted this out when they first bought the club, and gone, well, in a couple of years' time, depending on what we're doing, we might want to buy you out. I can understand Clearlake's frustration. They own like nearly 2/3 of the club, but this guy who owns 13% can still veto all our decisions or something like that. But you entered. That's the rules of the consortium, right? You enter in a consortium, no matter who's got what percentage.
I don't think it's ever worked at any club that I can think of where like a consortium has like done a good job managing a football club. You really just need like a rich guy who's obsessed with football, who knows what he's talking about, who can hire the right people and spend money in the right way, and then you've got like a good chance of success. But
yeah, exactly.
I don't know about like the investment arm of it.
I just don't know which one that is, because like I said, they're both culpable. Both sides are both culpable in the decision making. They signed it. There's no. If you speak to a Chelsea fan and they can give you, they are all for one side. I just think they're just mad. I just think they're mad to go all one side. I really do. It's not as simple as black versus white. Do you know what I mean? It's not that side or that side. It's just not that simple. Like I said, just get this done, and then we'll go on from there. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they're both. To me, they're both.
How is this gonna affect you on the pitch, though?
It shouldn't affect on the pitch whatsoever.
Really?
No, I don't think it should.
I think it will.
I don't think it should. I don't know why.
You don't think what is happening with the ownership is gonna affect?
Why should it affect the pitch? Why should it affect the people on the pitch at the moment? Tell me why.
The players signed long-term contracts. Okay,
right?
I'm gonna answer. Just let me answer.
Sorry. Yes. Yes.
So the players signed 2033, 2032, 2030 contracts based on a project that was sold to them not by Enzo Maresca. We know that the coaches did not sit with players. There are teams in the background that sat with these players explaining to them, why should you be here signing that long of a contract, right? So the thing about it is that now these players are not knowing who's going to manage this club. When Todd Bowley wants to buy Clear Lake and Clear Lake wants to buy Todd Bowley, that will definitely affect their mindset going into the games. But before we go on, Jamie, your show's about to start now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've got to run.
All right.
See you, Jamie.
See you guys. Thank you very much.
We're not staying for long, but anyway, go ahead.
See you later.
I would say this more. Like I said, I think they fundamentally agree on a lot of things. There's only just a few things they don't agree on. They agree on I think they agree on the contract lengths and the incentivized contracts and stuff like that. I think they agree on that. So I wouldn't see that would be much of a hindrance whatsoever. I think it's more a point of where it might have an issue is that, like I said earlier, Bowley's willing to pay the wages for top players when they ask for them, right? He's willing to do that. Like I said, with the Osherman deal, I think Bowley would have paid, if not what Osherman wanted, got very close to what Osherman wanted, and would have got the deal done, whereas Bowley wouldn't. That might have a hindrance that might have an effect in the dressing room?
What
or
about
anything?
players that were like signed by Bowley, or maybe there's like
that first summer, like Sterling, like Sterling.
That's why Sterling got
no, Sterling, Koulibaly, Fofana. Remember, he gave Fofana 200k, and Fofana was just coming back off a massive knee injury and stuff like that. He gave Cucurella a high contract, no problem. He gave Koulibaly big wages and stuff like that, and that's what's been accredited to him. I don't think it should affect the players at this moment in time. I think it would affect them if we were selling outside to another, like outside of this consortium, outside this group. It's been in-house, and like I said previously, they agree on a huge bulk of what's happened. They've agreed on, yeah. It's only just a few little things here and there, stuff like that.
We saw with Usmanov at Arsenal and the Cronkies that it became like a trench warfare. We're not going to do anything because no one can agree on the next steps. So you just end up being stuck in limbo until they can actually get rid of their share. So I expect Egbali to buy out everyone else and try and get 100% of the club, but that might take a while.
That may be, or like I said, like you said, you take a pinch of salt with anything like this. But people are coming out saying Bodie's very confident of getting this, but he's not. Again, Bodie's not going to use his own money to buy a clear account. He's still going to use like backers. It's like I hope Bodie signs something so he doesn't find himself in this situation 2 years. 2 years from now, do you know what I mean? Where he's like having to do this whole every 2 years, he's having to come up with like 2.5 billion to buy the rest of the people out. But like I said, I think we could have done without this stadium. We could have done without any news really, but we could have done without this stadium thing because it just rolled up the fan base even more. I think some of the fans are over doing it with the stadium thing because we can't stand. In an ideal world, I would love to build on Stamford Bridge, but there's limitations of building where Stamford Bridge is. You can only get like 55 maximum there. And Chelsea shouldn't have a smaller stadium than the likes of Spurs, West Ham, or Newcastle. They should have a bigger stadium. We're better. We're better than them. We should have a bigger stadium.
I agree with you. And people say, but Chelsea should have the sentiment. I agree with, but
I agree. Yeah, I agree as well.
It's in a place where it's a very residential area that you cannot just expand.
And we're next to railway. We're next to railway track as well. We're not like we're not in the middle of nowhere. Like if anyone knows, like old school, like Martin knows. Bolton Stadium, Martin, when it's just out in the middle of nowhere. It's just literally there's nothing around it where you can just build. We don't have that in London.
There is still land next to the Man City Stadium. There is land. They can actually.
No, Man City. I'm just talking about Bolton's old stadium and Reebok Stadium. It's just like basically in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? It was just there. But it's got big land. We can't do that. Where we are, it's like we can't. We literally cannot. We can't force people out of their homes. You know what I mean? That's against the law.
Yeah. I've actually stayed at the Chelsea hotel, strangely enough. But it's a very dated. It feels kind of dated, but like I don't feel like you can leave. Like leaving Highbury destroyed Arsenal for ages, so I don't know if it's worth.
I would love to build on Stamford Bridge. It's just too many limitations and restrictions. Unfortunately, we cannot 55. We can our capacity is 42. We're not even allowed to fill it up to 42. It gets to like 39.
What does that matter? Like at the end of the day, all that does is line the owner's pockets with more money. 40,000 is enough for a really good atmosphere.
No, but the atmosphere. Wow, the atmosphere right now is.
You don't want to lose because.
But we need. But we are behind. I mean, even Everton are building a frigging new stadium that's, down in the docks where they are, stuff like that. We cannot be left behind. We are not accessing. We should have already had a new stadium by now. This is the whole thing. We are behind. We're like 10 years behind what we should be when it comes to the stadium. Whether it was built on Stamford Bridge or not, we are just behind. Stamford Bridge will always have a place in people's hearts. That's what memories are there for. Do you know what I mean? Martin, Martin's got main road memories and stuff like that, but he's built up a bit, just as good memories that the Etihad. Do you know what I mean? It just has to. Yeah, exactly. You can enjoy, but you even understand your mind. You can't stay at main road forever. You can't stay at main road forever, can you? Do you know what I mean?
No, you can't. And listen, we're at the Etihad, and even that's changing now.
Exactly, it's getting bigger.
The Etihad's not going to be the same as it was. We're building a fan park. We're building museums. We're building a mega store. We're building the extension. We've got a 5-star hotel going in. We've got the Co-op Arena. It's not even going to be anywhere near.
Who cares about that stuff? Like Spurs are building a bloody hotel attached to their concert venue or like arena, but at the end of the day, it was about football and like
it's not the way owners look at it anymore, Martin. People don't look at it as just there's your football stadium and that's it, just football. They want it where 24/7 something is going on.
Yeah. Well, I understand. I mean, it's money. Money makes money.
It's like this weekend for Brentford. We've got something called the Street, where it's not even part of the city, it's part of the Co-op Arena, Co-op Live, where you pay a £5 on pre-match from 11:30. You go in and just spend 2-3 hours inside the Co-op Live entertainment area. That's what it's about now. It's about it's the bottom line.
Me as a football fan enjoyer, I love smaller stadiums. Like I've been to a lot of stadiums around the world, but like 20,000 is possibly the best for just like intensity and how close you feel to the game and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know if it's worth going to that.
Can't beat Luton Town was amazing. Kenilworth Road for atmosphere. Goodison Park, outstanding, amazing.
Martin, if we could get Stamford Bridge 60k or above, I'm staying at Stamford Bridge. There's no
compromise.
You end up with the San Siro like Mo, who has to be built in as well.
Yeah, that car park.
Just see whether he's awake. I don't know if he's even awake anymore up there.
No, the problem, I'm listening and I keep thinking about this. The Stamford Bridge can be increased to 55, but they don't want to increase it to 55. And all I'm thinking of is, I think they have much bigger problems than actually the stadiums at the current moment.
True.
Yeah, of course.
When your two owners are publicly fighting about who wants to buy who,
the stadium,
stadium is your last thing to think about at the current moment.
It's almost if someone went, and this is another thing as well. Let's distract everyone by releasing stadium plans, and everyone wouldn't focus on the ownership thing. It's just like no, it's just adding more problems onto yourself. Just stop it.
I think, I think we'll see how it goes with Chelsea. But listen, people, this has been an amazing show. Glad to be back here full time now. I don't know why I'm lagging, by the way, guys. I actually have to investigate this. My internet connection is stable, but for some reason, StreamYard is making me lag out for some reason every now and then. Let's get the likes up to 400. We're 25 likes away from 400. We'll see you guys soon. Tomorrow, we got Done at 1:30, and we got Rivals Rumble maybe at night in the evening. We'll talk about that as well. But hopefully, I will see you guys soon. So Martin, the Mancunian Way channel is in the description. Of course, you guys, it's pinned for the show. What do you got coming up, Martin? You got something tonight?
No, I'm on LBs tonight talking. I think we're talking FFP. I don't know why. Tomorrow night we're back. Thursday night chat. We're going to talk Brentford countdown, Musiala, Ake injury. Sadly, hopefully he gets back quick. Yeah, and then we'll see. And but I will say I'm going to try and get this man onto mine on the Inter Milan build-up. So get that out.
Good luck.
It's going to be box office.
Proper covered into the Dragon's Den, isn't he? He's going to start going to the City one.
He got too hot over the collar.
He's made him angry. You wouldn't like him. Wouldn't like him when he's angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry there.
Yeah. I think those laptops about to
I can hear you. By the way, I can hear you. It's just the camera got heated. So it is.
Okay. Is that an Milan camera? Did it get hot?
He ripped the torn out. He went like that.
No, I'm not coming on to praise Grealish. I'm not doing it.
No, I'm never. It's never happening.
Oh, if Grealish bags a hat trick, I don't know what's going to
Bro, if Grealish scores at if Grealish scores, I'll lose it, bro. I'll lose it. But again, he plays against.
Are you doing a watch-along? Are you doing a watch-along?
I am doing a watch-along. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so gonna take the piss from the stadium. I'm gonna come in your chat.
Should be a good show.
Listen, people, like the video before you leave, guys. 20 likes away, and we'll see you guys soon. We're out of here, people.